Well, why don't you love me like you used to do? How come you treat me like a worn-out shoe? My hair's still curly and my eyes are still blue. Why don't you love me like you used to do?
Country music is America's music. It's America's common man poetry.
Country music is all the elements from the old past to the new day. The mixture of rock and roll, gospel, all mixed up together. And now sung with a younger face and brighter eyes.
I think it's important for my generation and the next generation, anybody who's making music, not only country music, but of any kind, to listen to the past and listen to everything that's been made.
Oh, you've caused me to weep, and you've caused me to moan. You've caused me to leave my home.
It's just too important to dip back into that source and to reach out and grab a hold of that history and that reminds us of where we come from.
And I'm crazy for loving you.
Anything to do with the past is something to do with what we've all learned, and that has to do with music and holds true there also. Music is just, music is always from the past.
Music planted the seed inside of me. Songs about God and family and making the most of simple things. These are my roots, the roots of country.
I don't know, it seems to me if this world without no music, you wouldn't have nothing. You wouldn't have nothing to look forward to.
Before there were radios, television, or record players, there was music. The wellspring of the country sound is the folk music that everyday people made to amuse themselves over 100 years ago in the green, misty valleys of our Appalachian Mountains.
People in the mountains would sing just because they would sing. They sang when they were doing the laundry. They sang when they were rocking the babies. They sang when they went to church. I think it was just a release and a wonderful, glorious thing for mountain people to do.
I grew up on a dirt road farm. And you sit on your porch in the spring and the summer with my guitar. I had a little guitar, and I'd strum for anybody that came along.
Music was very uncomplicated, just as the folks back then were uncomplicated. So you had the preacher singing, trying to convert the sinners, and the farmers and the factory workers singing to try to make the work go faster and make the time flow. So many times families gathered together in the evening just to make homemade entertainment. You know, when the light bulb was invented in the 1800s, people moved indoors. And when they had AC come along, the front porches went out. Now, I think when the TV was invented, a terrible thing happened. Families stopped making homemade entertainment in the evenings.
Country music came from the back porches of America, the living rooms, the parlors, the barn dances, and this is in the 20s. The record executives found out about it, and then they turned it into a big industry.
People would gather together, neighbors, in their home, and they would sit down and play instruments, you know, the banjo and the fiddle.
You had music everywhere. You had music over the dishpan and rocking the baby and sweeping the floor and in the cornfield, and you sang songs to make the work go better. And in the evenings, you'd sit on the front porch with the family and enjoy the songs. Suddenly you'd realize that you were singing and you'd listen to them.
Oh, my mommy sang all the time, and she would always sing when she was sewing on the old Singer sewing machine. And I would be rocking the babies while Mommy was sewing and making clothes for us to wear. And Mommy would sing all these songs about the little orphan girl and Come Up Here, My Little Bessie, and The Great Titanic. And if there was anything that happened in the hills or in the mountains, Mommy wrote about it, or somebody else wrote about the song, you know.
I think paying attention to the roots of country music is extremely important. I mean, the authenticity of country music isn't really as evident, I think, now as it used to be.
I became aware that what we call American country music really has its roots and beginnings in the folk songs and ballads of the British Isles. Ireland in particular, Scotland, England and Wales.
Having toured and visited in Scotland and Ireland and England, I saw terrain that reminded me very much of southwest Virginia, eastern Tennessee, and Kentucky, and it's my theory that they migrated here, came in off the East Coast, and then came on further westward until they found terrain that reminded them of home, and they put down roots and started a way of life that they'd known there and hung on to their music, and some of it was changed a little bit maybe to fit the locale. But I think really that's the basis of a lot of our Americana today.
America represents all of these countries coming here for freedom, religious freedom, for the freedom to grow up, to raise their children to be the kind of people they want to be instead of what the Lord of the land or the King of the land says. America represented that. When all those people came to America, they brought their music with them. They brought a little bit of Ireland, a little bit of Scotland, a little bit of England. So when I sing my grandma's song, Come-a-loo, come-a-loo, come-a-hilo, come down the merry stream, it's the essence of country folk music. That is all of those ancestors bringing together what we have, which is really American music, which is really music that roots go back to the world.